Today I'm going to talk about my wedding. So if you are interested in weddings and how to plan them and that sort of thing, stay tuned. I am going to do it in two parts, only because there is just so much and I feel like I won't do it justice if I don't do it in two parts. So this is part one. So today I'm going to talk about why we chose our venue, how we went about, finding a venue and that sort of thing. I'm going to talk through the company that we went through for our wedding, the suppliers, the styling, wedding invitations, all that sort of thing. So all the lead up into the wedding. So I'm going to run through that now. I'm going to start with the venue. So basically we knew that we wanted to get married in 2020. We just didn't know exactly when, and then with my partner's work we've only got a couple of choices, so we can either get married in December, January, or October, November. So they were our choices. In terms of wedding venues, we both come from Adelaide, but we live in Melbourne at the moment, so all our family's in Adelaide, so we did actually consider getting married in Adelaide, except the only problem with getting married at home is you have to invite all your friends, all your family. I mean, you don't have to, but it's kind of, people don't really understand as much. I guess they're like, why couldn't you invite me? That sort of thing. So we felt like we wanted to have a smaller wedding. We did actually consider getting married overseas and just having 30 people there. But that was going to work out. I think we went over to Bali and we looked at the cost. We were going to get married in a fancy resort type thing, and the cost was just as much as having like a smaller wedding here. So we just decided that we were going to find a smaller wedding venue within Australia. That's just one of the reasons we didn't get married in Adelaide. The other reason is there's not many, beach kind of venues in Adelaide. We have some beautiful beaches, but there's just really, a lack of nice venues that are by the beach in Adelaide. So we could have got married in a winery. Like, Adelaide has amazing wineries, like can't speak highly enough. Like, they look beautiful, but we both don't drink and it's just not really us. We wanted a low-key kind of informal kind of vibe, and a winery or something like that, it's just not us. So that's why we didn't pick a winery. So I started looking interstate and looking at options that we could pick interstate. I came across the Byron Bay Wedding Company, and once a year, I think it's once or twice a year, they have an open day, so you can go see 10 venues in Byron Bay. I think it's around 10. You can just go to all the venues on that one day, which is absolutely amazing. So I think it was January the 5th, 2019, we went up there. I fell in love with Byron Bay. There's something about Byron Bay, it's just so grounding, and you feel, it just gives you an amazing feeling. If you've been to Byron Bay, you'll know, but otherwise, I definitely recommend going to Byron Bay. It's just a wonderful place in this world. We went up to Byron Bay. We had a look at the different venues. We fell in love with about 4 instantly. It was just a choice between the 4 in the end, and we ended up choosing the Fig Tree, which we absolutely loved. We had to change that slightly, but I will explain that later on in the video. So we ended up choosing the Fig Tree, and we ended up choosing to go through the Byron Bay Wedding Company. They were absolutely amazing. Can't speak highly of them enough. They are so lovely and helpful every stage along the wedding process, they were just amazing. So yeah, so we came back to Melbourne, and then from there you do like phone calls back and forth with the Byron Bay wedding companies to organize your wedding. So that was amazing, because if you don't know where to start with your wedding, they kind of help you. Their website is super easy to, I guess, navigate. You just jump on, say if you want a cake, then you click onto their cake suppliers. You go through their cake suppliers, you choose one, you give them a call, see if they can make the cake for your wedding day, and then either they can or they can't, and then the Byron Bay Weddings keeps track of that for you, so they let you know if you still need to get your cake or your music, or yeah, it's just all really easily set out for you. So the hard work is kind of made easier, I guess. From there, the first thing that we did was pick our styling, so how we wanted the day to kind of feel and look and that sort of thing. So the fig tree obviously had some furniture already, but we did have to get seats, cushions, all of that sort of thing, which you can pick. So with Byron Bay Weddings, you can pick what kind of furniture you want, how you want the day to feel, and they go through the wedding shed. So from there, I jumped onto the wedding shed website. Again, really easy to use. You just go into like dining, and then it comes up with like plates, cutlery, napkins, and then you can go through and choose what you want. Obviously, you have to keep your budget in mind, so you don't just spend a whole lot of money on furniture, but it's really nice personal touch to be able to choose what you want and how you want the day to look and that sort of thing. So I think I wanted my day to be, I wanted my theme to be coastal romance and boho luxe, which I definitely think I managed to achieve. So I just wanted the day to feel really nice and chilled, nice and casual, but then I didn't want it to be, I just wanted it to be elegant at the same time. So yeah, using the wedding shed website and their furniture, and then all my suppliers, and the Byron Bay Wedding Company, I managed to achieve that, which was great. So in terms of colours, I went with neutral browns, some pink and white, and I got all my guests to wear white or neutral browns or neutral kind of colours, which looked absolutely amazing in the photos. Yeah, just so amazed how that turned out. That was obviously a personal choice, so I chose for my guests to wear that. So like, I just, in my invitation, I just put a quick note about could everyone please wear some sort of neutral colour or white or anything in that kind of tone. Obviously, if they didn't want to, they didn't have to. I wasn't going to force them, but I just think it looks amazing in photos, and it really came together on the day, and everyone felt super comfy. Most of the guys were in Birkenstocks. Yeah, I just loved the vibe. It was really relaxed and chilled, and yeah, I was really happy that I did that. Yeah, so from there, then once you've picked your styling, you go into picking your suppliers. So picking the suppliers is the next step. I'm just going to run some photos of the day so you can see all the finer details, all the styling, that sort of thing. So they will be here. that gave you a rough idea of the styling I had for the day and how the day felt. I was super happy with how it turned out. So the next step was going and choosing all my suppliers, which again was super easy process. So I just went through the Byron Bay wedding company through their website. I went into suppliers, and then I went through their supplier list, and then under each category I called the different suppliers to see if they could work on my wedding day. So the suppliers I ended up choosing, I will let you know, just because I was really happy with all my suppliers, and again, can't speak highly enough of them. So if you do end up going through the Byron Bay wedding company, you can check out these suppliers. I absolutely love them. So for my celebrant, I chose Andrew Mitchell. He was amazing. He just made the day feel super chill. He talked to all my guests. He made my husband and my groomsmen feel happy and light, and yeah, he was just amazing. And he reminded me to do small things like hug my dad at the end of the aisle, and yeah, just made everyone feel comfy and made everyone have a laugh, which I was really happy with. So he was my celebrant. From there, my florist was Alstonville Florist. So the florist and the bouquets also really happy with. So I got little buttonholes for the groomsmen, and I also got one for my mum and my dad and my partner's mum and dad. And then I got bouquets for the girls and for myself, and then I got flowers for the arbor, and then like flowers for the tables as well. So obviously flowers are quite expensive and you can go extreme, but yeah, I kind of just covered everything. And then again, just wanted neutral kind of colors, whites and pinks, and I thought the arbor looked amazing, and all my flowers, I was really happy with my bouquets. Yeah, so yeah, she was lovely to work with as well, so I was really happy with my flowers. Music, I went with Bradley Stone. Again, amazing artist. I just think he's so grounded, and he made the day feel really relaxed as well. The music was great. He sung, I went with a package with him, and he learnt 2 songs for us, which was amazing. He sung both of them, and then he DJ'd at night. So again, amazing supplier, and I loved having him on board. For transport, I had two types of transport. So I had the Combi to get us to the venue, which was probably one of my favourite parts of the day, going in the Combi. It's when it really hit me that it was all happening. So the Combi arrived, and all the girls and me jumped into the Combi, and my dad, and yeah, it just was so much fun. And yeah, to go to your wedding in a Combi, like, and yeah, I just can't explain the feeling. Like, it was amazing. So I went through forever Kombis. Yeah, also amazing supplier, had so much fun. The Combi was great. They took us to the wedding, they waited, they took us for photos, and then they took us to our second venue. So yeah, they were also really amazing. For my cake, I went through Rebellyous Cake. So again, I just got a smaller cake because I already had some desserts kind of organised through the Byron Bay Wedding Company. So I just got like a small, I think it was like a 2-tier cake. I ended up going with, I think it was a lime flavour. So yeah, it was her signature flavour. The cake tasted amazing. I was really happy with it. For my vegan guests, and people that were a bit more health conscious, I got a cake through Combi. So Combi in Byron Bay. They also have one in Victoria. So I think it's in Elwood in Victoria. But they made me a choc mint cake, which I gave to my dad and my maid of honor because it was their birthday. So yeah, we celebrated my maid of honor's birthday on the day, and they cut that cake and I cut my wedding cake, and then we had 2 cakes, which was really nice. So I just got 2 smaller cakes instead of having one big one. So yeah, so that was the Combi. I think that's it in terms of suppliers. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. But yeah, really happy with all my suppliers. I also got a double-decker bus, which at the moment I can't remember who it was by, but I'll pop it down here so that you can read. But yeah, the double-decker bus took all my guests from a couple of pickup points in Byron Bay, and then it took them to the wedding venue and then back to the other wedding venue, and I hope they had lots of fun. I think they did. Everyone told me they did. And again, it looks great in photos, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So yeah, I think that's it. So the transport, cake, photography. Photography also really great. So I had a videographer and a photographer, and I went through yellow ball weddings. Amazing. I had Kira and Marty, and they're just the most amazing couple. They made me feel really relaxed. The photos look amazing, and yeah, again, just perfect. So yeah, in terms of weddings and picking your suppliers, you need a celebrant, you need a cake, you need a florist, you need music, you need, what else have I forgot? Transport. We paid for transport for everyone. Yeah, so I'll pop the list here of what you need for your wedding. But yeah, it was made super easy for us going through Byron Bay weddings. Again, I just selected who I thought would fit our wedding really well, and who I thought could cater for what we needed on the day, which worked amazingly, and I was really happy with all my suppliers. So yeah, here's some photos just so you can have a bit of a look of our suppliers and again how the day ran. Okay, last but certainly not least, save the dates and wedding invitations. One thing that you don't really think will be hard or time consuming or a lot of money, but it actually is. It depends how you do it. I probably did it in a complicated way, but I really wanted to put detail in, and I wanted them to look a certain way, so I put a lot of effort in. Save the dates, I handmade with my dad. So we got all our supplies from Zetta and Florence. So they're in Melbourne. They're like a stationery kind of paper, everything you can think of. They were just absolutely amazing. The girls there were so helpful. I think they kind of know me now, because I was just in there so much leading into the wedding. Yeah, so we got the paper, so the brown paper from there, and then everything else as well. I hand painted the back of the save the date. So this is watercolor, so I ended up getting a pink watercolor paint, and I painted all the paper with this, and then I stuck it to the back. I then got the brown paper and we printed onto a sheet of like this, I don't know what you call this, I guess like parchment paper or something like that. We printed the save the date on there, and then again like I watercolored on the inside, so then that was over top, so they just looked like that. Actually took a lot of time, and I really thank my dad for helping me with that, because I handmade all of them. Yeah, I was really happy with them though. So yeah, in terms of invitations, I was going to hand make them, but then after the whole process of making 70 save the dates, hand making them, I was like, probably going to be a bit time consuming to make 70 plus invitations. So I ended up going through, I got a template from Etsy from a company called Hey Lovely Co. So Hey Lovely Co. I got the template from them, and then again you can kind of rearrange it to how you want it to be. So the invites ended up looking like this. We had to trial so many different prints and so many different colors, obviously, because when you buy a template, the color can come out on different printers, can come out differently on different printers, I should say. So yeah, we ended up getting them printed through a printer, like a actual printer guy called Steve, and he was amazing. He printed all our invites, because we did try printing them at Officeworks, but it just didn't work. So yeah, so these are a template from Hey Lovely & Co, but I did change them to make them how we wanted them, and then I had to get her to change the color, and then we ended up printing through someone. So yeah, that was a bit of a complex process as well. But the invites I had the invitation, I had a little note on the dress code, and then I stuck them together with a little like dot thing. Oops. Then I had the plan for the day, and then a note on gifts, so that was next. And then at the back, I had the RSVP. So yeah, I had a couple of things in my invitation, and then we stuck them all together and put them on top of the invite, and then we again kind of handmade how we wanted them to be sealed. I made a little, so wax, like little love heart stickers. This took forever. Again, from Zetta Florence, I got the little stamp and then the wax, and I burned the wax and then stamped the stamp, and I made 70 of them, which I have a couple of left. But again, it took me a long time, and I had Dad helping and Lee helping, and yeah. So I put a lot of effort into my save the dates and my invitations. It took a long time, but I'm still happy I did it. So I just put lots of detail into everything that I did. Yeah, I'll share pictures and videos here for you. of part 1 of the wedding. I think I covered everything. So a venue, suppliers, styling, invitations. So they're the main things you need in the lead up into the wedding. Next video I will go into gifts that I brought for my hens and my groomsmen, a couple of final details that went into the wedding, and then the actual day itself. So yeah, so stay tuned for part 2, but I hope you enjoyed part 1, and if you have any questions about weddings or any questions about my day or my suppliers or anything at all, just message me below. Otherwise, have a lovely day and I will see you next time.